Hey everybody, I just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father.
Mental health starts to get affected, and then I can't parent the way that I need to, and I can't be present and focused, then there's gotta be one of us that...
Kanye is in the headlines again, and honestly, I kind of see why he's heated this time. Every time this man tries to speak up about parenting, folks rush to call him wild. But this situation got the whole internet arguing again. It all started after TikTok clips popped up showing North rocking bold face art, playful faux piercings, and a full-on creative rocker vibe that had everybody stopping mid-scroll. But this is where things turn messy real quick. Word is that Kanye was furious when he saw the clips, like sending long messages level furious. He allegedly texted Kim saying the whole look felt too grown for a kid and claimed she was pushing their daughter to act older than she is just for the cameras. Thing is, this ain't even the first time Kanye called something out like this. Remember when he got upset about North being on TikTok in that Ice Spice themed outfit? Now fans are split. Some saying Kanye is going overboard again, while others think he's just being a protective parent because, let's keep it real, when a 12-year-old pops up online with bold styling and the parents can't agree on boundaries, it definitely gets people talking. And to make things even louder, Kim is standing firm. She's defending North's creativity like it's her everyday grind, which means we're probably looking at another round of the classic Kim versus Kanye showdown. This whole thing wouldn't even be blowing up like this if Kim didn't double down the way she did. Instead of letting the moment cool off, she brushed it off and basically said it was a non-issue. Even while people were out here wondering if a 12-year-old might be getting a little overexposed online, that kind of response had folks looking at her sideways real quick. Now, to keep it fair, Kim always rides hard for North's creativity. She said plenty of times that she wants her daughter to feel bold, expressive, and free to have fun. But calling the whole thing a non-issue had people wondering if she was supporting North or straight up ignoring everything Kanye said. And this is where it gets real interesting. While Kim has been online cleaning up the conversation, Kanye is nowhere in sight. He's reportedly heated behind the scenes, but publicly he's silent. Kim even admitted that he hasn't seen the kids in months, and she's been the one handling everything. School runs, practices, filming, holding down the house, while he's overseas with Bianca doing his creative break sessions. At this point, it almost feels like Kim is parenting solo while still catching blame for every move she makes. And look, nobody is saying Kanye doesn't care, but when you dip out for months at a time, it gets harder to act stunned about what your kids post or how they show up online.
Fathers and the idea of family and media tries to promote something. I said, I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so.
This next part had me stopping mid-scroll because once people moved on from the face art and the piercings, they started noticing who North has been spending time around lately, and that's when the convo switched up fast. Folks pointed out that during her Rome trip and a few events back in LA, she was seen near artists linked to Playboi Carti's Opium Crew, and the vibe just felt off. What makes it even wilder is that Kanye already shut down anything connected to that camp months ago. Back in March 2025, Carti posted on Instagram asking Kim to have North send me a song. On the surface, it sounded harmless, but people remembered he didn't even include Kanye on his last album, so the whole thing came across strange. Kanye wasted no time. He jumped online and made it clear North wasn't doing any tracks with Carti because the situation didn't sit right. And honestly, I get the awkward energy. Why reach out to a kid for music when the dad is still upset about being left off your project?
I will fight for her to be creative in those ways. So it's always a compromise. No one's always going to agree. And you just have to do the best that you can as a parent to try to protect your kids, but also let them be creative.
The whole thing just felt messy. So now, seeing North anywhere near that same circle again had people lifting an eyebrow instantly. And look, the Kardashian world is full of big celebrities, but this particular group comes with heavy history. Starting with Playboi Carti himself, back in 2022, he was arrested after allegedly choking his then-pregnant girlfriend during an argument. His lawyer later claimed the story wasn't true and said the case would be dropped, but the headline was everywhere. And that wasn't the only thing tied to his name. There were past gun issues, some legal trouble, even an old 2019 assault fine. And then you got Destroy Lonely, who was accused last year by an ex of getting aggressive with her on a flight to Germany. He denied everything, and there was no conviction. But the story had social media talking non-stop.
Whenever he'll call for them and ask, it's probably been a couple months since we've heard from him.
Ken Carson had his own headline moment too. Back in 2021, he got arrested for alleged domestic violence, and even though the case was dropped, people still bring it up every time his name pops up. At this point, folks are side-eyeing the whole crew like, why does everybody in this camp have some kind of rumor or legal issue floating around them? And don't even get me started on the Oxide gang. Fans kept mentioning them in forums, claiming they used to invite underage girls backstage, and even though nothing was confirmed, the chatter alone was enough to make people uncomfortable. So picture being Kim Kardashian, watching your daughter, who's still young, around that same crowd, and still calling everything a non-issue. Be serious right now. Even if the hangouts were harmless, the optics were not great, and honestly, that's probably the part that has Kanye the most worked up. He's been talking about wanting protection and boundaries for North for years, and suddenly people are starting to understand what he was trying to say. And here's where things get a little uneasy. This whole North discussion is not new at all. Every few months, Kim ends up right back in the same spot, dealing with a fresh wave of concerns and opinions about how visible her daughter is online. People keep questioning Kim's parenting and wondering if she's letting North grow up too fast, and somehow she still acts surprised every time it happens. Folks still remember that fitted outfit North wore in Europe. She wasn't even in her teens yet, and the internet went into a meltdown. Kim later said it wasn't the best choice, but by then the whole thing had already blown up online. And that's the pattern everyone keeps pointing out. Something slips through, the internet reacts, and then Kim tells everybody to calm down like this is brand new. But it's not just the outfits, it's the attitude people think they're seeing with it. There have been tons of posts claiming North talks back or doesn't show Kim much respect. Now, I'm not saying those comments are true, but when the family's own clips show North joking on Kim on camera, it definitely doesn't help the conversation. I had to pause on that moment like, did she really say that on TV? It's funny for a second, but it also shows how laid back things have gotten inside that house. Kim keeps saying she wants her daughter to grow up confident, and that's dope, but confidence without some guardrails can get complicated fast. And trust me, fans have plenty to say about North's recent fits and Kim's influence. The comments are intense. Some people defending her hard, others dragging Kim like there's no limit. The wildest part is how fast this drama keeps spinning, because now people are dragging up old clips of Kim talking about how she lets North choose her own vibe and turning it into a whole debate. Some folks are saying Kim is just trying too hard to be the cool parent, while others feel like she's letting social media shape the way her daughter acts. And that's where the tension gets real loud. Then out of nowhere, fans started pointing out how different North acts depending on which parent she's with. When she's with Kim, she's all bold, loud, dancing on live streams, cracking jokes, doing full performances. But when she's around Kanye, she's way more mellow and focused. People were comparing clips side by side like it was some kind of documentary, saying things like, North acts totally different around yeah. And honestly, the edits were everywhere. And here's where things get messy. Some fans swear Kim is letting social media hype get to North, while others think Kanye is being too strict behind the scenes, which is why things feel so different. Nobody knows what's true, but the internet is acting like they live in that house every day. To make it even louder, folks started asking where the other kids fit into all this. Like, if North is getting all this attention, how does that shape the vibe for the rest of the family? People are debating everything: parenting style, screen time, boundaries, the whole nine. Now here's where everything really tipped over, because once the convo went viral, people started digging into Kim and Kanye's completely different ideas of normal life. And that's when the arguments turned into straight chaos. Some fans were saying Kim keeps North in the spotlight because that's the world she lives in. Glam, cameras, brand deals. While Kanye has always said he wants North to stay grounded, learn her craft, and stay away from the constant attention. Then you had folks bringing up how North has been performing more and more lately. On stage, on TikTok, even popping up at events like she's already a full artist in the making. People were calling her a star, while others were stressing that she's still young and might not be ready for that level of pressure. The debates were wild, with people acting like they were co-parenting right next to Kim and Ye. And just when things couldn't get louder, fans pulled up clips of Kanye saying he didn't want their kids raised by the internet, and suddenly everybody was arguing again. Some said Kim was letting North live her dream, and others were saying she was turning every moment into content. The internet was literally split down the middle, and every post, every every outfit, every video started getting dissected like it was part of some big investigation. One person dropped a comment saying, Kourtney's daughter Penelope looks her age. North looks like she controls Kim. Kanye is trying to save her soul. And wow, that one hit hard. Some folks really think North is calling the shots while Kim is just trying to keep up with the pace. But then you scroll a little deeper and the tone flips fast. Another user wrote, what is she doing wrong? Her and her friends went to a concert and they're experimenting with makeup. Let her live. And honestly, I get that angle too. She's 12, she's growing, she's curious, she's creative. She's basically a kid trying to figure herself out while the entire world watches every move she makes. Then came the comment that probably sums up the internet's mood right now. I agree with him, but he doesn't even see his kids. He really doesn't have a right to say anything. That one had the whole comment section reacting. Even the people who usually take Kanye's side were calling him out for being gone so much. And that's what makes this whole situation so complicated. Because yes, Kim might be letting North experiment and express herself, but she's also dealing with millions of people judging everything her family does. And yes, Kanye is worried, but he's also been missing from the picture, which makes his frustration look messy from the outside. It's like everyone has a point, but nobody is fully right. And that's exactly why the conversation keeps exploding across every platform. At the end of the day, North is still a kid trying new things like any other young person would. It just happens to be happening in front of cameras, headlines, and fans who have an opinion on everything she wears or says. This whole topic is loud because of the spotlight, not because the kid is doing anything wild. And who knows, Kanye might pop back up online any minute, maybe post a video, maybe drop a rant, maybe jump into the convo directly. If he does, trust me, I'll be right here breaking it all down for you. So make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.